were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one as we sail into the mystic.
Welcome to Three, the most innovative metaphysical program ever created. Join Chris, Rainey, and Mona as these amazing intuitives provide you with a three-dimensional divination into your most important questions. Now, from Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, enjoy Three with our hostess, Mona Van Joseph.
Welcome again to this episode of Three. I'm here with two talented readers. I have Chris Gray, our master astrologer, and I have Rainy Day, our clairvoyant medium, and me, Mona Van Joseph. I'm an intuitive tarot consultant. And before we start the program today, I want to thank you all for tuning in to WWDBTV and tuning into this particular broadcast. We have only done a few episodes, and the thousands of you that have started to watch the program, we really appreciate it. If you could do one more thing for us and subscribe to WWDBTV, then we can continue to provide this unique content directly here to you on this wonderful station. So please do that. Now, I want to let y'all all know that there are other resources that are available to you. And I'd like to start with Chris because she has a little something that she wants to talk about that has to do with astrology and benefiting you. So Chris, tell us about your publication.
Great. Yes. So I have created an astro-guided manifestation journal.
Wow.
And what it is, it has all the lunar events that occur for the next 2 years. And so new moons bring in new energy, full moons bring culmination and resolution. And where these lunar events fall in your chart is very important. And you can use that energy to manifest certain areas of your life or certain outcomes. Let's say you want a new job. So what I've done is created this manifestation guide with these lunar events, and then I personalize them based upon your birth chart. So It's your own personal astro-guided manifestation for about 2 years. It goes into throughout 2025.
And so how do people get this publication from you?
They can contact me on my website.
Okay.
And so it's there for purchase. And then they would just submit their name and their birth information, and I'll personalize
and their address.
Yes. Yep. Definitely need your address. And I'll ship it out, and you'll get it in about 4 days.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's so cool.
And now, Rainey, you've also created a lot of fabulous, wonderful things. And I'd like to hear one of the things that you think is going to be most beneficial to our callers.
Well, a lot of people have trouble with looping worries. A lot of people have trouble of letting go of blockages. And it's an 11-day spiritual ritual to help you release and let go. And it's a very simple process. And I don't want to give too much away, but you literally sit in the bathroom. You hit enter on this link and you listen to the vibration of words and this song. Okay. I love the bathroom.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask.
I love the bathroom because that's where everybody leaves you the heck alone. Oh. And the acoustics are amazing. And it's using vibrational frequencies, a song, to go into your mind, body, and spirit. And you state an affirmation, and I don't want to give too much away.
Right.
You take 11 Post-it notes, because 11 is the divine number. 11 is the abundance master manifestation number. And it's how we let go of these human things we hold on to. And at the end of that 11 day, you release it all up to the divine creator.
Wow.
It's really a vibrational transformation.
Okay, and so how do people get a hold of this amazing?
www.raineyday.com.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, I have a couple of publications, but I'm going to talk about one that I published back 20 years ago called Dice Wisdom. And Dice Wisdom was an app, and it's kind of on hold right now, but it's a book. It was originally a book. And what you do is you take a pair of dice, and I prefer you to buy a pair of used casino dice, and you bury it in salt for 10 days. So you bury the dice in salt for 10 days because you are going to use these dice only for your method of divination. So the book is available on Amazon.com. It's called Dice Wisdom. And the way it works is you take a pair of dice, you hold it in your left hand, and then you toss the dice. And then you look up the answer to the question in the book. So it's number and order specific. So a 1 and 5 is different than a 5 and 1, but both of those would resonate to the number 6, which is the number of love. So the book is called Dice Wisdom, and it is a method of divination that you use with a pair of dice, and it is available on Amazon.com, or you can go through my website and click in through that. But Amazon.com, if you look up Dice Wisdom by Mona V. Joseph, that would be me. And then you can actually order the book or download the book on your Kindle. So either one, but a lot of people like the book because then they take it on, bachelorette parties and weekend trips and sit there over cocktail parties and actually cast their own reading. So it's based on numerology and the fact that everything happens for a reason. And so that's my first publication, and I would appreciate it if you took a look at it. So
what is the significance of the left hand?
Oh, so thank you. That's beautiful. I love that you support me like that. Okay. So the right hand or the right side of your body is your dynamic side. The left side of your body is your receptive side. So when you're casting the dice with your left hand, not only is it closest to your heart, it also is you open to receiving the information.
Oh.
So that's why I always draw cards with my left hand, because it's closest to my heart. And it also puts me in that, for lack of a better way to say it, mood of intuition. Yeah. So
it does all come from the heart.
It does. Absolutely. Everything does.
Yes.
This whole program comes from the heart.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, we'll be back right in a minute, and we'll be with our first caller.
Hi, I'm Rainy Day, a professionally licensed generational psychic medium with clairvoyant lineage that extends back for generations. And since birth, I have been blessed with the gift of spiritual insight. I'm a respected spiritual educator. I'm an accurate medical medium and a powerful energy healer, an amazing channel to spirit. I hold a master's degree in clinical behavioral psychology, which I seamlessly integrate with my spiritual gifts. I invite you to embark on an enlightening journey with me in this beautiful, unique show, Three.Vegas. There's truly nothing like it. Three.Vegas is an innovative way to explore one question with 3 different perspectives, providing the answers and an infinite possibility. Join us for live streaming on WWDBTV, Cosmic Channel, and experience a show that is not only informative, but also transformative. When you open your connection to the universe, anything is possible. Healing from the inside out. Book a life-changing session with me, Rainy, for accurate insight, professional guidance, and a compassionate connection. You can find me at www.raineyday.com and at all my social media platforms at Rainy Day Psychic Medium. Tune in and let's discover the infinite possibilities together.
And welcome back. We have Sarah on the line today. And by the way, all of the callers that are actually Zooming in or StreamYarding into our program are doing so through StreamYard, because we have found that the sound quality is much better than trying to call in from your cell phone. And we don't get any feedback like we've had on a couple of programs. So just reminder, if you'd like to be on 3, go to www.three.vegas, click on the how to be on 3, and then fill out the information, and we'll send you how you can be on the program, which works out really great. Sarah, welcome to the program.
Good morning, ladies. Thank you so much for having me.
Good morning, Sarah.
So the way it's going to work is that you're going to choose which one of us you'd like to have do your mini reading first. And then you're going to ask a question. Each of us are going to spend 5 interrupted minutes with you doing your reading. And then at the end, we're all going to collaborate and just jump in and tell you what we think about you. I'm just kidding. But you see what I mean? So who would you like to have answer your question first?
I think I'd like to talk with Rainy first this morning.
Okay.
I knew you were going to pick me because I'm psychic.
You're so cute. Okay. So what is your question for Rainy? Actually, for all 3 of us, but Rainy will answer it first.
Well, okay. I have experienced So, I don't want to say a lot, because I suppose in contrast, maybe it isn't so much, but I have experienced a great deal of loss in the last 18 months. People very close to me, people I've cared very much about. And I believe that when people transform to the other side, they sort of become guardian angels, and I would hope that they kind of are watching over us and just kind of keeping tabs. And so I guess, Rainey, my question for you this morning is there a message from the other side that someone is trying to share with me, or something I need to know?
Well, I do have to say, Sarah, the first thing that came to me is that song by Hall & Oates, Sarah's Smile. And I don't know why they keep showing me peaches, 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 maybe Georgia, I'm not sure. But I do have to tell you that life does go on, and your experiences are real. What I would love for you to do is expand your peripheral, because do you ever see flashes of color out of your peripheral?
I do.
There they are. Do you hear your name being called, or sometimes a little brush on the back of your neck and you're like, what is that?
Rarely, but occasionally.
So the next time that happens, I want you to hold the space, hold the energy for them. Just be still and ask, who are you? Why are you here? Are you here for my greatest and highest good? And then whatever downloads, because my darling, you are very gifted. I know that the other ladies are going to pick up on this, and it probably is going to be in your chart. Hopefully Chris will expand on that. But my darling, you are very gifted. You are actually a medium. And there's a reason why people, you say, are passing away, quite a few in the last 15 months, is because you can't connect to the other side. My darling, they feel safe in your arms. I don't know why they're telling me that. Did you have someone recently pass very close to you that you were holding on to?
No, not recently.
When I also say physically, it could also be metaphysically. When my mother, before she passed, I was sitting next to her, but not physically holding on to her. But in my mind's eye, I was hugging her, holding on to her. Do you have any connection with Peaches or Georgia?
I do
the
not.
person who passed. When I was driving here, the name David came in. Would that resonate with you?
I'm afraid it does not.
That's okay. That's okay. Maybe I'm not picking up on you.
Maybe David's coming toward her.
I feel David's on the other side. Okay, so David, you go away. Who else is next? Please step up. Please step forward. I'm having a really hard time, honestly, connecting with those. So I'm going to just kind of let that rest and see if more information comes through. But does the Sarah Smile or Hall & Oates have any significance to you?
I think every boyfriend I've ever had, does the mixtape, and there's fortunately for me, there's a lot of different songs, obviously, that have Sarah in them. And I just had to laugh because I just thought that was, incredibly quirky, because I probably have at least 2 mixed CDs I could probably locate somewhere in my house that someone had put together for me. And that one's always right in the top 2.
They're asking me for you to please, please, please put on that song. I'm concerned about your lungs. I'm also a medical medium. Never trust a psychic medium. Please do your due diligence. Check with your professionals, but I'm really concerned about your lungs. Were you ever a smoker?
Never. No, but I was very sick earlier this year and ended up in the ER a couple of times, and had, obviously, under the care of a doctor now. And it was probably the scariest time I've had in my life. I've never been that sick.
This feels as though you may have like some kind of fungus or something in there. And I am being shown that you need to see an infectious disease doctor, that the intervention you're getting right now may not necessarily be covering the whole treatment. But again, check with your medical professionals. I'm going to leave you with that for a minute and try to bring in more spirit.
So who would you like to address your question next? Would you like Chris or me?
Oh, well, no, Chris. Thank you. Chris would be great.
Hello, Chris.
Hello. Hi, Sarah.
And Chris, I love the hat, by the way. Love the hat.
Thank you. It's my favorite hat.
We can tell.
So before I touch on your question, what I'm going to do is just kind of go over your chart a little bit, and then it connects in with your question. So You are a Libra rising. That's based upon your birthday and location and time of birth, and a Sun Virgo. So you're ruled by this, you're ruled by Venus. And so Venus is very soft and loving, very good social manners and poise, and people genuinely like you. You also have a couple placements in your first house of self, which, talk about like who you are and how you present to the world. And it makes up a very big part of your personality. And one of those placements is Mars, energetic Mars. And so Mars is how we execute things. So you are the absolute definition of the iron fist and the velvet glove. You have a very soft way of getting things done, but you get them done. Like type A personality, like you execute beautifully. And then you're also this great networker. You have this stellium, which is several placements in your 11th house of friendships and networking and goals. And so you're really great at building connections and building rapport with people and making long lasting friendships. A lot of your connections turn into friendships, and these are people who help you achieve your goals. So I just wanted to touch on that. You have this other placement that talks about where you find your healing, and you find your healing by self-expression, creativity, and following your passion. But as that relates to your question, so where your chart falls based upon your rising and the degree that it's at. So you've recently went through a series of eclipses, and it finished up about we were officially out of it last March. However, not this past March. This would be March of 2023. However, where you're, the degree in your chart, you could have been feeling that for a few months later. But what that means, the series of eclipses, they fell in a really sensitive part of your chart that hits other placements in your chart. And what that talks about is it talks about loss. There's aspect to grief and losing people who are really important to you. And from that, though, it's a very transformative transit for you. And so each series lasts about a couple years. And so once all of the eclipses have occurred, you are not the same person. And so where they fall in your chart, it does talk about the loss of loved ones and the grief that comes from it. But it also talks about the silver lining and the healing that comes from seeing the silver lining. You'll have these epiphanies that will come to you, and it's very healing and transformative. We're on to a new series, and that's the Aries and Libra series. And so from the experiences that you've had over the last I'm going to call it probably maybe late 2022, maybe late 2021, early 2022 is when the series kind of started for you. And so now that we're in this new series of Libra and Aries, what that talks about is all of the events that you went through in the last 2-3 years. It's changed you and it's transformed you. And so now your focus is more on relationships. There's going to be relationships that you decide to maybe sever, and there's going to be ones that you decide to build upon. But as a Virgo, you tend to be very selfless and giving and of your time. And with the Libra rising, sometimes that can be out of balance. Maybe you give too much. And so through this next series, so for the next about year and a half ish, you're going to be going through this transformation where you're going to be balancing out your relationships, balancing out your give and take, and you're going to be evaluating whether certain relationships serve you still. I mean, because they may no longer serve you, or they may not be for your highest good. And so in the past, you know, sometimes that can be for Libra and for Virgo too. That can be kind of hard to cut off or sever relationships that don't serve you. But you're going through this period where you're evaluating, and you're going to take, you know, your the balance of the relationships, the give and take, the reciprocity.
Very good.
Very seriously.
That's amazing. Sorry, Sarah.
Pretty spot on, actually. I mean, like terrifyingly so.
Oh,
So good.
all right.
I hope not terrifying.
Okay, so I do not in any way at all call myself a medium. However, from time to time, the cards will tell me that there are people on the other side, since you specifically asked this question, and the cards will relay a person with the message connected to it. So that is what I'm concentrating on you right now, and I'm drawing your 5 cards. These don't count. They don't matter right now. Wow. So this is a very loving woman on the other side that is actually here to give you blessings. She's right here. All right. And she was part of a, for lack of a better way to say it, and I don't mean this in a sexy way, she was part of a threesome with you. So you and 2 other people, there was this very strong bond between the 3 of you. And what it's saying here is that bond is not broken because she's on the other side. There she is. As a matter of fact, she's here to help you. And what's really interesting is that then there's these cards. So this is a card that talks about, and I know this sounds like a really weird thing, and an addiction to helping people that don't seem to appreciate you. All right. Now, it's interesting because it echoes what Chris just said. But what this is saying here is that there are 3 people that you are helping in your lifetime right now. One is already on the other side. One you're currently helping. And there's a 3rd one here. And I think the 3rd one is an older woman. So you have 3 people that you've helped or are currently helping. One is on the other side, one you're currently helping, and there's one more. I'm telling you that these 2 cards together feel like you're karmically addressing their needs or helping them in some way. And this says your new beginning, a whole bunch of blessings happen because you're helping these people. So, and again, there's 3. There's one on the other side, and there are 2 that are still here. But I get that you're not appreciated for the one that you're currently helping right now. But you feel absolutely compelled, or almost, I want to say OCD, want to help this person because you feel it is your karmic duty to do it. So does that resonate with you?
Absolutely. Spot on.
Okay, because the woman on the other side over here, she's actually in a very peaceful place, and she is around you, and really all you have to do is start talking to her. But this woman on the other side, you would call her a best friend, and she's right here next to this card of 3 ladies. Now it's funny because we like to use the 3 of Cups for our program here, because it's 3 women collaborating and doing something greater because of the 3, instead of them being able to do it all by themselves. And this relationship that you had with this woman was greater. You were greater because you were part of this little mini clique, basically. And it's funny because it's like when these three people got together, we really didn't like to have anybody else. And I'm using we because I feel a real strong connection here to this reading with you.
I know exactly who that is.
And you guys, I have to fess up because I've known Sarah for many years, and I'm glad that Sarah asked me the question last because this is a very dear friend of ours that passed about a year ago. And the three of us every Thursday would get together for cocktails, and sometimes Sunday dinner, and sometimes, I mean, it's like she's an angel, and we miss her horribly. Well, one of the places that we used to go regularly allowed us to put a brass plaque on the booth that we used to go to and drink cocktails with. So when I say we, I know exactly who this is, and I know that it's Sarah and me and this wonderful, wonderful woman.
Does it start with a D or an S?
No.
Then I'm not picking up her.
No, I'm telling you, I think she's coming through in this reading, not only as a message for Sarah, but a message for me, because we miss her horribly.
What's her name?
Bonnie.
I did not pick up on her.
Bonnie's right here. And I know Bonnie has actually made blessings happen for Sarah, because Sarah's told me a couple of stories where she's actually talked to Bonnie, and then Bonnie made something happen for her.
Did
Seriously.
Bonnie have a little white dog?
No.
I don't know who the heck I'm picking up on.
It's okay. It'll come to you later. I mean,
Probably.
sometimes it's people that are helping Sarah that she's not even aware of. I think Sarah is surrounded in blessings right now. And all she has to do is be a little less, I'm going to do it myself, and a little bit more of, how can I get help? Because this is all these wonderful, helpful influences, even though one of them doesn't appreciate her, which is, bull crap as far as I'm concerned. So
your theme song should be Ariana Grande, Thank You Next, with that girl. And I would also ask, do you have cameras in your home?
Cameras in my home?
Like security cameras?
Security cameras. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Turn them on, especially at night, because you never know what you're going to catch on those cameras. And then blow up the picture. You might see a face in an orb. You never know.
Oh my gosh, that would be.
She has tons and tons of people around.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm having trouble connecting, but
it's okay.
Tons of people around her.
Well, okay. Sarah has way more helpful spirits around her than I think that she actually acknowledges.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to me. Sarah's one of those people that the fastest way to motivate her is to piss her off. And she has slayed many dragons for some people that actually don't deserve her to slay dragons for them. But she's done it because she feels compelled that if she can do it, she's going to do it. And so she's always looked at her resources as though, how can I help? How can I help? That's her, especially if you're part of her inner circle. Man, slay any dragon in the world for you.
Oh, so, I love that.
Yeah, I know, she's amazing.
Did you pick up on?
Yeah,
There's the Virgo.
Yeah, the Virgo.
Okay.
Did you pick up on intuition at all?
Oh yeah, she's ruled by Neptune.
She's incredibly gifted.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Sarah?
No, I just wanted to ask Rainey, I wanted to help her connect to the other side because I'm curious. So to answer your question, you had asked earlier, and I didn't have a chance to respond. You asked, was I holding on to someone? Was I connected to someone? And when they passed, and in truth, I lost my dad, and my dad and I had a very complicated relationship, and I know that my dad waited for me to get there. And I said everything I needed to say to my dad, and I believe my dad said everything he needed to say to me. And then my dad died when I wasn't there. It was like he didn't want me to see the last part. But we talked and we conversed, and very, 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 we were very, very close. And I knew when he went because I felt him go. And it was very peaceful for him, and he just sort of slid off into the mystic, just kind of like your theme song. But I knew before anybody called to tell me that he had gone.
And that's part of your gift, my darling. You are very, very, very gifted. I would work on my mediumship abilities and going up into that higher consciousness. You have tons and tons of female energy around you.
Oh,
tons.
Yes. 100%.
Doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
And I have all these names that they're throwing at me. I'm like, I don't want to fish. I don't want to keep continuing. How about this person? How about, you have just so much energy around you. It's beautiful though.
Right.
Because they're supporting you.
It's so funny because I actually think Bonnie on the other side is kind of glued onto you more than me, because because she knows that you're handling an awful lot, and we know how compassionate and loving. And I mean, she would cry at a wine commercial. I mean, it's like she's one of the most compassionate people that we've ever had in our life. And I have to say that there was this one particular cocktail night, and we started talking about, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we started talking about one of our early experiences, intimacy with dating, and
Ruh-roh.
and Bonnie had brought up something, and the way she said it, Sarah and I looked at each other like, does she not really know? And I swear, Sarah and I almost had to dash to the restroom because we were laughing so hard over her description of how that happened. That and she'd had a couple martinis, and it was
Truth serum.
It was exactly. It was just one of those nights.
It was.
But we love her. Sarah, thank you so much.
Can
for
I
being
ask a question? Real quick?
Absolutely.
So did she have a connection to Georgia? I keep seeing Georgia and
No,
Peaches.
but I
Well,
think,
actually, hang on. She did. Bonnie's daughter lives in Georgia.
yes.
She lives in Atlanta.
But I was
But-
going to say something else. In the former company you worked for, wasn't there a connection to Georgia? Somebody you
Nash-
sent gifts to around the holidays that helped you in some way?
Sure, of course.
Yeah. So there's something like that. So
yeah, Georgia has a
Georgia's-
very strong connection
and
with you.
here's the other thing with Peaches.
Beach martinis?
Nope. That's a good idea though. No,
Oh, yeah.
Sarah is an absolute amazing baker. And one of her best things that she makes is a peach cheesecake.
Oh, yeah.
Son of a
Oh,
beeswax.
it is.
John's like over here. Can we get her over here right
Oh,
now?
her anything. So my favorite thing in the whole world is lemon pound cake.
Oh,
And I was bragging to her mom, no one makes good lemon pound cake like my mom used to make a lemon pound cake. My mom's lemon pound cake was the best on the planet. And Sarah's like, really? Mm-hmm.
challenge accepted.
Really? So my birthday rolls around and she goes, I baked you something. So she brings me this beautiful lemon pound cake with lemon curd on the top of the pound cake and raspberries, fresh raspberries. And my mouth's watering. It was the best, and is, because every year I get one, the best lemon pound cake. And I love my mom, so I think my mom was channeling through Sarah to basically revisit the
Absolutely,
pound cake.
of course.
There's the channeling again.
Yeah, there
my
we go.
darling.
So-
You are gifted.
So, Sarah, thank you so much for being a part of our program. And you know, if you could just give us a little bit of feedback of your experience with us, we'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, and ladies, just so we all know this, and watching the three of you interact, and obviously my relationship with Bonnie and both Mona, we are stronger together. You know, we are better together, and the three of you together, I'm so excited for what's coming, because if I were to channel my medium self and look at what's coming, and I see great things. You guys are going to be amazing. Well, you are amazing, but it's
Thank you,
what you've been
Sarah.
working so hard towards. I get a real distinct feeling it's coming, and of course, patience is not my virtue either. But I would say be patient. I think the
We love her,
recognition that you have worked so hard for, it's coming.
Oh, well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for being a part of the program. And please stay in
Thanks for
touch with
having
us. What's happening? Thank you so much.
Bye, Sarah.
God bless her.
Wow. That was amazing.
I really am concerned about her health. I hope she follows up on
Okay.
that.
So yeah, she ended up on a business trip, and so to validate the thing with the lungs, she ended up on a business trip, and every single one of the people that traveled on this business trip for this sales meeting ended up getting really sick. And so with Sarah, it's been lingering. And I feel that she's on her path to recovery. But I do think that Sarah spreads herself really thin.
She's such a giving, loving soul.
I know.
But that's what
She's a Virgo.
Yeah.
Hello.
And you called it.
Yeah. Chris, really, everything you said
called
to
it.
her, totally on point. All right, you guys. So if you'd like to be on 3, go to www.three.vegas. Go to how to be on 3 on the page and submit your information to us. for us to put you on the program. We record the program live, usually every 3 weeks or so. We do a series of programs, but your call is live. We don't edit anything out of the call. And so it's totally you. Plus, on WWDB-TV, once you've actually had your reading here on the program, you can watch or rewatch your readings with us forever. Because once it's on the WWDB-TV website, WWDBTV.com website, then you can rewatch your forecast with us, your reading with us, your intuitive collaboration with us. So thanks again for tuning in. I'm thanking Chris, our master astrologer, Rainy Day, our clairvoyant medium. And thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Don't forget to subscribe.
That's right. Thank you.